everyone. I'm Annie Dickerson, and on behalf of the entire Goodegg Investments team, I wanted to welcome you to this episode of the Life and Money Show, the show where we talk about everything from investing to financial freedom to parenting, traveling, creating a life by design, and everything in between. On today's show, this is the second episode in our three-part series specifically about how to create your life by design. So this is a really good one because last time we didn't get into the hows, but on this show we are going to get into specifically how to create passive income to support your life by design. But first, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Susan Elliott. Susan,
good morning. Good morning. Doing pretty good on this fall day. The colors of the leaves are changing up here, and we had a little fall harvest weekend with some fall fairs, and we pressed cider. I mean, we are getting on our fall vibes a lot up here in the Pacific Northwest. So I'm enjoying it. I'm even wearing my mustard colored shawl right now. So
yeah. But anyway, for those of you who are just joining us, in the last episode in this series was the first in our three-part series, specifically on life by design. And if you haven't listened to that show, pause right now and go back and start with that show, because we really set the stage and lay the foundation for what is a life by design, why you would want to go down this route, how to vision and visualize what your life by design might be like. So you have that big why to carry you through. Because honestly, while life by design is going to be something that you really enjoy, there are some things that you're going to have to put into place. It's not always going to be easy to get you to that point. And so you definitely want to have that why and that vision in mind to carry you through. Now, that being said, in today's show, we're going to take that vision to the next step, because the next step is really about how do you, now that you have this vision, how do you then go about and create it? And passive income is going to be a big part of this conversation. I know, Susan,
exactly.
You invest in real estate. We invest in real estate. It's a big part of how we create our passive income. Well, Susan, I would love for you to give us a quick intro. You were talking about financial freedom. There's this thing called FIRE, the FIRE movement, that has rapidly taken front stage in this financial freedom movement. So tell us a little bit about FIRE and what that means.
Sure. The FIRE movement is FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. There's also some people that are so clever, but I like this other more clever version of that is Financial Independence, Recreational Employment. And that's kind of taking away this idea that you have to stop working. Like, we're just going to stop working altogether. You're just going to sit back and do nothing. Maybe you want to do that, and that is perfectly fine. But a lot of people want to say, just like take a breather and figure out, again, their life's purpose. What do you want to do? How do you want to serve? How do you want to show up? And maybe that turns into recreational employment or giving back or volunteering. So FIRE can be that, but it's a journey towards financial independence. Financial independence is essentially having all of your costs covered by your investments. And I love that this has grown in popularity because, the times have changed in that our employers, no longer provide pension funds, right? Most people listening to this podcast probably don't even know what a pension fund is. My father retired on a pension fund, and it basically kind of took care of him in perpetuity, but it's up to us now to be able to save for retirement. And if we're not prepared with the knowledge of how to do that early in the journey, I mean, early can be in your 20s if you're lucky, but early for me was in my mid 30s. At least I found it then, and not in my mid 50s, and sort of realizing, like, what am I going to do one day when I can't work anymore, really? So the FIRE movement has really done so much to educate people and empower them to take steps now to start investing so that you can live off your investments one day. So we've pivoted into passive real estate investing, and that's been huge for our family to get money moving pretty quickly towards our FIRE path. How about you, Annie? How did you get started in real estate investing?
I mean, it's very similar. We started out in our 20s. We kind of just fell into this concept of house hacking. Same thing. We bought a duplex. We were living in Washington, D.C. at the time. We lived in one unit, rented out the other. And we thought, hey, this is pretty cool. It's like we're playing real life Monopoly. Okay, what's the next square we're going to buy? And we literally actually bought our second duplex on the same block. It was literally, it was like a Monopoly board. You can't make these things up. Um, but a few years in, we got a little bit cavalier with it. We were like, well, we've done a few of the, we had done 4 house hacks by that point, all duplexes. And we are like, we got this down. Let's expand. Let's go out of this local area, because we were living in the Bay Area at the time. And we were like, this is going to take a long time to save up enough for another down payment. So we went out of state. And we quickly amassed quite a sizable portfolio of rental properties in Huntsville, Alabama. This was years ago, and Huntsville was an up and coming little urban area at the time. And things were going well until all of a sudden they were not. And I got calls from the landlord that we were experiencing theft and vandalism, and we had to evict people. There were all kinds of, oh my gosh, this one time somebody left. They weren't paying their rent, and they left, but they left their dog behind. And this was a no dogs property. And they left their dog behind, and nobody knew for days and days. And then the dog ate up the drywall. The dog was okay in the end, but oh my gosh, just things like that. You just don't even think are going to happen. Right. And so same, we were at this point where we had young kids, and we thought, we can't do this anymore with all this back and forth with our property manager and all these issues. And I actually had a moment where I thought, oh, maybe this is the end of the road. This is like, if
this isn't for us, we can't do it.
We can't do it. And I'm so grateful that the universe dropped in and was like, wait, there's another way. You can invest passively, and somebody else will do all the work. Somebody else will take all the calls and fill out all the paperwork and deal with all the headaches, and you just share in the returns. And so, I think for both of us, we experienced like this, in our 20s, we were ready to roll up our sleeves. Like if we had dealt with those issues in our 20s, I would have been like, no problem, I got this. But, things kind of change and ebb and flow. And so passive income, especially when you have young kids, or passive investing when you have young kids, is such a much better way to go.